Okay, as we take a look now towards the future, past Generation 10, potentially, I want to take a look at different evolutions for Eevee that we might get for not only every single type that is yet to be fulfilled, that is existing in Pokemon, but also types that might not even exist yet. I mean, we literally got the introduction of Sylveon alongside the introduction of the fairy type, which at this point in time is like, we just take it for granted, but that was a big deal 10 years ago, you know? So there's...
I can't believe that is an 11-year-old type.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Pretty crazy. But we're due for a new one, please.
Absolutely. Here's some classic designs that have been on the internet for probably 15 years. Like, I feel like
old but gold.
So
I
good.
have always liked.
I don't even know who has made these, but I remember looking at these like so early on in life. We got a bug type right here, and again, this is taking a look at these designs with what we had previously spoken about how it's important for Eevee to adapt to whatever it's being exposed to and take on those elements to represent the type. I think a lot of these are so successful. We got the bug type right here, which in the past I haven't loved the bug attributes, but again, based on our conversation today.
But now that you saw Vaporeon in a different light,
like I kind of like this, and it's still like this Eevee evolution is still it's still mammalian. It just has some bug attributes. We got a rock.
I wouldn't judge all of these like totally the way we just did, because it's it's fan art. But
no, but I think we can definitely do that. I mean,
yes and no. Though I feel like the ones that it falters on the most is actually Bug and Dragon, which is hilarious because they're like the very different ones. But like the Ghost and the ground one and the fighting one are like next level amazing to me.
It's funny because I think the Bug and the Dragon ones are really good.
Yeah, matters of opinion for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think
I do like the fighting one. I do like the dragon one. I'm kind of with Soul on the bug one. I think I've seen better bug design.
Sure.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I will say, I don't think Eevee should ever get a normal evolution.
Really?
You know what I was thinking? Because Dusty brought up the Megas thing. Like, if Eevee was to Mega Evolve, it would be good if it was just Eevee to Mega Evolve.
Yeah, it would make the most sense because, like, for one, what is it adapting to have to evolve? Mm-hmm. And for two, if it's a normal type, would it not already be adapted to the normal? You know what I mean? So it kind of again goes against the lore.
I mean, you could say like we come full circle and say like it's its natural evolution, but like it just.
I feel like they've waited so long that they can't do that, and if they do that,
no, they could do it.
If they wanted to, it's like it has to be natural level up. Like that would have to be how it is. So that would be like a pretty giant retcon, I feel like. So I personally wouldn't like it. I will say I love the idea of the ground type one having like the closed eyes because it's like its eyes have adapted to like a sandy environment. I really like that idea.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the ground type one I think is my favorite out of all of these.
It has its own and they still possess like traits. These really are so good. The ghost type is maybe a little bit too edgy, but I do like the mummy wrappings. I don't know is that a ghost type? Yeah, that's a ghost type.
Because the one on the bottom is the poison actually.
Yeah.
Which I like the poison more.
It's like this poisonous gas.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
The steel one is, I think, the worst one here. It's got the
it's clean.
It's got the Vaporeon collar, but it's a gear, which I think is like, sure, I guess that makes sense with Eevee being kind of like on the nose, but it's not my favorite.
I think the most sense for an Eeveelution that's steel type is for it to get like an armor. You know what I mean? Like it to get steel.
This one's so good
on it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe the hype that fans have, I'm gonna just say this: the hype that fans have is because so many Pokemon fan artists create Fakemon that are just so incredible. Like this, if this was real, I'd be like, whoa, like this is really good. I mean, it's still an Eeveelution.
But here's the thing, Soul.
There's some other ones that are like blow your mind. You know?
Actually, I was gonna say maybe you like this and I like this because it looks a little bit more serious. The Eevee evolution is like taking itself seriously.
I mean, I don't know is it flying type? I'm confused about what.
I think it's ground.
It's ground type.
Why does it have a feather tail?
I read it as like
dusty.
it kind of
it's dusty.
in the sandstorm, you know.
Yeah.
It's Dusty.
Here's a bug type evolution. I think this is a little bit on the nose.
Be a no for me.
It's
I'm
it's just
not
a
fan.
yeah, they just apply all these like butterfly features. Not my favorite. This is like what, a poison type?
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, I think so,
But
because it's
also
got like
crazy.
a rattlesnake tail.
Cool. Okay. There's some attributes that are pretty cool here. And again, they do something interesting with like the fur on its head, and it still looks like a cat. It looks like
Very cat,
an Egyptian cat. Is that
Yeah,
what they're
well,
called?
I think there's some kind of association with like Cleopatra and snakes, right? Wasn't she
Sure.
killed by like a venomous snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Egyptian pharaoh was, so I think that's the connection there, which is a neat grab.
Yeah. Let's see. There's there's one that I've seen before where it's like a bumblebee, and in the past I haven't
Thought
loved it.
Bumblebee up.
Was there one up here? Oh yeah, that was
I
the.
think
just-
there was.
It
Yeah.
was this
You
one.
could
This
just look
isn't the
at
design.
bug type. You could look at bug type.
Is that Garfield?
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
looks like Garfield. I
Freaking Garfield.
think it says. I think it's called Garfion. Not even kidding.
I like that they made like these serious ones, but then we're like, this is what would happen if Eevee adapted to lasagna. You know?
yeah. I'm looking up on Twitter right now some Eevee evolutions because I've saved a lot of them.
Let's just say that, they're fake mon, so people have different tastes and all that.
Definitely.
Some are really good.
Oh, here are some really cool
Two.
ones.
Some people.
Just by
Yeah, but these are like megas,
Radui.
redesigns.
Oh, these are redesigns. Okay,
Yeah,
they're cool.
which I always like this guy's art.
Actually,
for
this
sure.
ties into what we were talking about earlier, right? You got Flareon, but there's that smoke attribute. You can see that its tail is on fire. That's pretty cool. That is what you were talking about, Lumi.
It's a bit crazy
Yeah.
though. This looks.
Well, it's a little overdramatic. but
And
yeah.
this Jolteon takes elements from like black thunder clouds. Again,
This is like a
pretty sick.
mega. This is a mega
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
to me. But
Those are
they're
pretty sweet.
incredible either way.
Oh, here's one by Ondu Region. This is the ground type Eeveelution. It's
That's
made
crazy.
of mud. That's pretty cool.
It's too much like a woman, but it's crazy.
yeah,
good
with
still.
like the long hair.
It's just a woman. The newest version.
Hey,
of
look
it's
at this
just a
one.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm
look
not
at
gonna lie though. Hey, I like this better than Eevee.
what is this? Where'd you get this? Oh, this is
This is freaking Power World.
oh my god, Pal World made it, dude. Pal World
Yep.
made it. Oh, here's a sick one, a dragon type evolution
Suba.
by Suba. I feel like these are some interesting ones. See flying type poison. This one's cool.
Whoa,
This
I
is-
love that. Whatever
yeah.
it is.
Fighting.
Dimes Fakemon. Yeah, fighting type. Yeah.
It's like Cobalion.
It's got these like it's got this like fighting aura behind it. I think that's what that's supposed to be back here. Similar to like
It
Lucario.
invokes too much of fire or like
But yeah.
ghost even to me.
Yeah.
This is a great steal.
I've
type.
never seen this design before by Bennett Shiny.
Oh yeah, they have
44.
so much good art.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
much
but
good
I've never seen this evolution.
I
This is
love
sweet.
this.
This is really cool. Where so it's an evolution with like I guess it's like armor, like a knight's
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that red
There's a-
tuft on its tail is really cool as an accent color. And it looks like it can just like fire off the metal, like the shrapnel at its opponent. This is actually so good.
One of the
Yeah.
red's like a reference to like the knights, how they would have the like red whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know what
dude.
you'd call that part of the armor, but
Yeah, the plume maybe.
This
Yeah.
artist always does like a concept art, so it's
Yeah.
just incredible.
And this is another one that goes around. This art is watermarked. I've put this in a million thumbnails. This is a flying type evolution, similar to what we looked at with Start Boy, but it's got these like I don't know. I think flying type just would be great. I can't believe that is new information for us that like Game Freak was planning a flying type in Gen 7. That actually is insane.
it also busts the there's been this long rumor that Eeveelutions are supposed to be every other gen because they happen in Gen 2, then Gen 4,
Yeah.
then Gen 6, then you got a G-Max in Gen 8. But that actually disproves it because if it wasn't similar to a Fakemon that they had found, there would have been a flying type one in Gen 7 and we would have just gotten one in Gen 6.
If you want to find any of my favorites, if you go to my profile, and
It
just
also finally
search it.
disproves that stupid special physical split theory,
yeah,
which I've always hated.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like, yes, Game Freak's sticking to that pattern when that's no longer a thing, you know?
I mean, it was but I think it was a thing for a long time.
In
And then
Gen
it just
2,
wasn't
was the thing.
disproved.
And
It just wasn't
in Gen
disproven.
3, and Gen 3 it didn't happen. Gen 4 it was coincidence. Also Gen 2 originally there was supposed to be a poison evolution, so technically that's busted there too. But no, it's dumb that people thought. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna go out there and say it. It is dumb if you think that almost 20 years after the physical special split has even been a thing, that they are still sticking to that for a rule, and that if someone designs a steel evolution, Game Freak's gonna go, no, that's not a special type.
Yeah. I agree with you right now, but to be sensitive to the old Pokemon fans out there, the old heads like me, that it was a very real thing. And it was not broken. It was not broken until X and Y, which sounds like, which is when you started playing. It wasn't at all.
A poison type evolution was planned and scrapped for Gen 2.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's true. That's true.
That's it. That's like the bottom line.
I think what it really came down to, though, I mean, I think it coincidentally it became a special versus physical split type of conversation, but I think always it was like the elemental types is what becomes an evolution.
First off, I say this, I think, every video at this point. A pattern's a pattern until it's not a pattern anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that Pokemon fans, for one, get so married to patterns. And then also, too, honestly, I think Pokemon fans create patterns where there aren't patterns. You know, like the... What's a good one? The water type, like, weapons thing. Like...
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Saying...
That's not a thing.
Yeah, like Swampert fans and for alligators, brass knuckles. I don't know, guys. You know,
as an OG,
I don't know, guys.
A bit.
Yeah, that's never been a thing. I always said
there's other examples. I can't think of them, but there are other examples where someone's been like, no, because this pattern, and they'll like explain this really like, like, and it's like, okay, first off, you stayed up too late last night. Second off, no,
get some sleep, man.
Dude, where's the... I feel like I always see a Bumblebee evolution, and now
bro, just
the Google's not
type in.
Google's not helping me.
Bug type evolution or bug evolution.
Bumbleon. That would probably be its name. Just type in Bumbleon.
I don't know about all
Beyond.
that. Beyond.
Oh,
Beyond.
So cool.
I like that wasp one.
Yeah, I think after our discussion today, I'm really like way more open to these. Oh, this one's sick.
I typed in Beyond.
This one's so
Fakemon,
good.
And it actually did have a bunch of bee evolutions.
I bet.
This one's really cool.
That one is so good.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the nose, I think.
So the green one was better. It's the same.
I don't even care.
Design,
I love that.
green.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the biggest thing for me is like I feel like a lot of Fakemon evolutions end up, I think, missing the face or not getting the face right of an evolution.
No, this is
which
the
I
right
think is
face
important.
right here.
Yeah,
This is the right face.
Yeah, it works. It definitely works.
The one that I want, not the Sylveon face.
Yeah.
Check what I just sent you on Twitter. I love this one so much.
Let's see. No.
Twitter.
Oh, who sent me this?
There is that.
Someone sent me this. What is this?
That's
I
hilarious.
sent you this, but no, because we were talking
That's
about
not
Eevee
it,
adopting
dude.
the
That
face
is-
of their trainer.
It
But no, I
is
said
that-
what I sent you on Twitter.
Where did you even get that?
That's so
I typed in
good.
DustyGogoat on Google Images, and that came
Oh my
up.
God.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's cute. This
I
is
love
cute.
this.
I like this. It's got It's got two too many legs.
But it's a bug type.
It is a bug type. It is a bug type. This is good.
I like the idea of it being fluffy like a bumblebee, though.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cute. That would work. What's another classic type that needs it? I feel like Steel. Like I would have loved the Steel type evolution for the Galar region. That would have been so cool. We got Galvion right here. This is great proportions.
Steel and Dragon, because those
Great
would have been
art.
good counterparts too, because like knights are fighting dragons,
Yeah.
you know.
I think sometimes I think sometimes a lot of these designs end up having just too many like objects in the design. It doesn't feel like a simple fusion of or an inspiration from something metallic. This is a really good one, Lanceon right here. This one's really good.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's simple. I like the sword tail. That's pretty cool. Another tricky thing is that like we didn't talk about this, but all evolutions share the same not just a base stat total, but they also have an even distribution. How would you say that? Of like, there's 6 specific stat points or stat
numbers
that are shuffled depending on the evolution. So while Vaporeon might have a really high HP, Flareon I think has that really high stat in its attack stat or something like that. So
Jolteon speed.
If you guys think, if we get a new Eeveelution in Gen 10, what type do you think actually has a shot? If not a new type.
I was about to say, I think for Gen 10, because it's such a celebratory.
You think we would get a new type?
I think we could. I don't necessarily think we will, but
what type would that be?
I have no idea. I don't think it'd be something we think. I don't think it'd be something we think.
It depends on the region a bit, but also, you know, if they actually did want to make a new type, that would also play into the mix. And then, it doesn't have to be dragon or steel anymore, because that was when we were talking about Galar. We were like, it had to be dragon or steel, or even Paldea. We were like, it has to be dragon because there's dragons. There's so many dragons.
I do hope it's good though. Like a sound type actually.
The flying type is coming back.
Sense. The cosmic type, I feel like actually makes sense. But like occasionally I'll see one like plastic, and it's like I don't know that should be a type though. That I would not like that. That would automatically.
I'm not even talking about the types. I'm just talking about Eeveelutions, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to get into all that, but I agree.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even consider how deep this could go, because then there's like people like Ron who makes like dual type Eeveelutions. That's crazy. Do you think we'll ever get a dual type Eeveelution?
No.
Well, let's put it this way. Maybe not while we're alive. You know? Like, because, I mean, the fact of the matter is, if Pokemon is like Disney, you know, where it's just going to kind of go on for forever and ever, then, you know, one day, Eevee has all its types done, and they're going to go, okay, we need to sell this game. Let's take that little Eevee guy and let's make it fire and water.
Crazy,
you know?
Man. Or they give us a convergent form of Eevee and then like give us new versions.
Or even probably what they do before that is they'd allow us, like, there'd be Pokemon fusions and they'd let us like fuse Flareon and Vaporeon to get like a fire water type.
Wow,
you know?
Wow, that's so cool. I think about you guys ever play that Kirby game growing up where you could fuse elements?
Yeah.
So sick.
Love it.
Probably the one they do, like the first one I think they do, is Espeon Umbreon to give us like an Eclipse fusion.
Ooh, dude, that's sick.
That'd be cool.
I think
that would make a lot of sense.
I think Dark.
Lumi, I think you make a really good point. I think kind of what it is to me when I'm thinking about Eevee, is that just, you know, I think Eevee and its evolutions have always been milestones for Pokemon. I think the Pokemon Company and Game Freak know the value and the hype behind this little creature. And I do think they probably, in their minds, are like, all right, let's introduce one of these every 10 years or whatever. And if they span that out, if they want to make every type last, right? That is they're playing the long game. They're like, you have your EVs, you'll get one every decade, and you know, and we'll have enough to spare for the next 100 years.
I think, too, that the reason they considered doing it in Sun and Moon was because Sun and Moon was a celebratory gen, you know, it was it was the 20th year anniversary, and then also like they you know, there was so much Kanto love that game.
Yeah.
So likewise, I do think Gen 10 has a solid chance at an Eeveelution.
Absolutely.
And I will say, I think if you told me to put my money somewhere, I would be putting it on the flying type. Not only was it done you're supposed to be done in Sun and Moon, but also too, you know, we don't want to give away too much because this isn't a leak video, but I think flying really fits what little we know about Gen 10.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. I'm totally with you. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to support the podcast, you can go watch some more episodes of the podcast. We got so much stuff on YouTube. We got live streams. We got everything. A bunch of deep dives on other Pokemon. We've got deep dives on specific types as well. And you can always join the Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know in the comments. What should the question of the day be? What's your favorite
Which is your favorite
evolution?
evolution?
Do you think?
You guys said it at the same time. Sure.
No, that's too basic. That's too basic.
It's the perfect answer, though.
Yeah,
Question.
yeah.
What's
What's your
yours?
favorite evolution, and what new type of evolution would you like to see?
I was literally
in
gonna
the
say that
future?
too.
And
Oh my God.
do you think we're gonna get a new evolution in Gen 10?
So many questions of the day.
And who's your favorite,
Who's your favorite
character
character
from
from
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld?
Let us know.
Oh, we just said it at the same time.
Yeah, dude.
It is my favorite character to Seinfeld is
Jerry.
George
George.
Costanza.
George.
I think Jerry's funny. He is basic, but
Yeah,
he's funny.
he's funny. But George is relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
All right. Should we just do like a? Okay, this is it. This is the end. See you guys.
Yeah, we just cut it there.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.